word to my mother, the cops are here. Word to my mother. But I don't know how to got my address. I literally called the cops. If I hung up mad quick, they'll put up. They track our phones.
What if someone not yet into adulthood suddenly becomes one of the most talked about faces online, loved by millions, memed by the internet, and criticized by the same crowd that built them? That's exactly the story of RaKai. He's only 16, yet the internet treats him like an adult superstar, and also like a cautionary tale. In this video, we'll explore both sides, what the world celebrates about RaKai and what the world condemns. By the end, you'll see how the same actions that fueled his rise also threaten his reputation.
Sit down, bro. Get to
Calm down.
Sit down. Sit down.
The rise. How RaKai exploded onto the scene. RaKai started streaming under the name 2x-RaKai, and by all accounts, his story is like a viral dream. Young, hungry, and attached to the right platforms. He gained traction through his friendship and collaboration with Kai Cenat. When you place a teenager inside one of the biggest streaming events online, like Kai's Mafiathon, you get exposure almost overnight. His stats backed it up. In the last 30 days, he averaged roughly 16,600 viewers on Twitch and added tens of thousands of followers in a short period. Add to that his teenage age, as of 2025 he's 16, and you have a story that's inherently shareable. But his rise wasn't just about numbers, it was about positioning. In streaming, you either fade into the background or you become a character. RaKai became the kid in the big league, and that contrast itself became part of the meme. That set the stage for both the admiration and the scrutiny that followed.
I'm gonna say that's a lie.
What? Bro, that's cap. No.
What they love, the hype side of RaKai's appeal. First, let's talk about what people genuinely like about RaKai. He has youthful energy, a relatable persona, and the kind of unexpected story that the internet loves to root for. A 16-year-old hanging with major creators, that's headline material. He has delivered moments of pure viral gold. Take, for example, clips of him dancing in a studio or reacting with exaggerated expressions that immediately become meme templates. He also has access, the brand deals, collabs, and being inside major streams means viewers see him interacting with creators many aspire to become. That inner circle vibe is compelling. Another reason for the hype, he gives younger fans someone to see themselves in. Many top creators are older, professional grade. RaKai is still young, still growing, still raw, all traits which make for viral storytelling. So the internet says, here's someone fresh, someone chaotic in a fun way, someone we can watch climb. But as you might expect, the very same traits have a flip side.
That was crazy!
He's a wild boy.
Yeah, that was crazy!
What they hate. Controversy, criticism, and internet backlash. Because when you go fast and loud, you also go wide. And in doing so, you become a target. The criticisms around RaKai fall into several buckets. One major moment. A stream showed him engaged in reckless driving, which went viral and forced the platform to act. That incident raised broader questions. Should someone so young be live streaming reckless behavior? When the internet watches, things amplify. Another problem. The fact he is underage and yet immersed in high-stakes online content. Whether it's tattoos, late-night streams, or brand deals, some viewers feel the contradictions. Teenager versus adult fame. Then there are moments that suggest he's more commodity than creator. Moments where meme status overtakes personal agency. Some of his own streams or moments are used as jokes, templates, or remix fodder, which can feel fun but also dehumanizing. And finally, you can't escape the culture of scrutiny. Being part of a big streaming push with Kai Cenat means being part of big mistakes too. The media and online forums pick up everything. And when you're young, mistakes carry more weight. So the same youthful audacity that made him hype also opened him to backlash. And the internet loves both sides, internet culture and memes. How RaKai became more than just a streamer. Here's where things get interesting. RaKai didn't just stream, he entered meme status. One studio dancing clip, gone viral, shared on TikTok, used as GIFs, repurposed in captions and jokes. When someone becomes a meme, they live in culture not just as content, but as context. That means you aren't just the streamer, you're the punchline, you're the template, and that has its upside, mass exposure, and its downside, loss of control. Anyone who watches his Twitch clips sees that many aren't about big skills or huge wins. They're about moments. Moments people clip, share, comment. If you understand that dynamic, you see how RaKai's content is optimized for the internet more than just traditional streaming. But the question is, when you are a meme first and a creator second, what happens to the narrative around you? The internet culture side magnifies everything, good or bad, which leads us to the next section.
Why y'all giving Miss Amy a hard time?
I said, if you leave, it's either you leave or I leave, and he walked out.
The stakes. What this means for RaKai and the streaming world. We now have to ask, what are the consequences of this fast rise for RaKai, for his audience, and for the streaming industry at large? For RaKai, personally, being 16 and streaming for large audiences means growing up in public. Mistakes, controversies, memed moments, every clip is a piece of your identity. If you trip, it's online. If you soar, it's celebrated. That kind of pressure can change a person. For the streaming platforms, the RaKai story raises questions about content moderation, minors streaming high-risk behavior, brand safety and responsibility. The incident of reckless driving underlines that platforms have to balance hype and harm. For younger viewers and creators, RaKai is emblematic of the fast-rise streaming path. But is that healthy? When you see someone your age making six figures, collaborating with major creators, you might chase the same path. The risk, you might not have the support systems, nor the maturity for it. So the stakes are high. The hype is real. But the potential cost is also real.
RaKai don't got no you know that tells you, I probably shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this. It's probably too far. That nigga RaKai don't got that. This nigga really, we're pouring water on each other. This like the water we throwing bang.
What's next and lessons for creators? So where does RaKai go from here? And what can other creators learn from his story? Looking ahead, he could either pivot into a more stable creator path, build brand outside of meme status, mature his content, or remain in the fast viral lane, keep chasing big moments, risking burnout or backlash. For creators watching, the first lesson is virality is double-edged. What gets you recognition can also get you scrutiny. Second lesson, meme status is powerful but fragile. Being memed is great exposure, but it can overshadow your actual work. You become the meme, not the creator. Third lesson, age and responsibility matter. Being young is part of the appeal, but it also makes you vulnerable. Creating online means you're in public, whether you signed up for it or not. And one final thought, the internet might lift you up, but it can also bring you down, faster than you think. RaKai's story is still being written. The question is, will he write it, or will the internet write it for him? We've seen how a 16-year-old streamer went from gamer kid to meme icon, how fans love him for his energy and relatability, and how critics hate him for his risks and the rawness of his fame. RaKai's story is a snapshot of what the streaming world looks like in 2025, fast, loud, chaotic, and full of paradoxes. So here's the thought I want you to leave with. In the era of global streaming and viral moments, what happens when the star is still a kid and the audience is grown up, ruthless, and global? Do they control the narrative? Or does the narrative control them? If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Do you think RaKai will come out stronger from this? Or will the internet's pressure crush him? I'll see you in the next one.